Hey y'all, who's your patriot? So starting in the 20th century, for the first time in the history of mankind, we have the capability to kill every human being on the planet in one day. Between us, Russia, and China, we could wipe probably even bacteria off this planet. Nuclear arsenal. Now we got hypersonic ballistic missiles, direct energy weapons. Have antagonists. We got people in positions of power with the capability of ordering our deaths at any time. And it's been that way for decades now. But I haven't seen the potential this is the biggest potential for that to happen in my lifetime. The last time it was this tense was under Kennedy, Bay of Pigs and all that. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm not saying don't prepare. You prepare for everything you can possibly prepare for. And you can prepare for a nuclear holocaust. I went over that, oh God, it's been probably 2 years ago now. But I could revisit that if y'all wanted me to. But the world's a very tense place right now. I mean, World War III could happen today. I don't think today is more likely or anything. I just think that every day is just as likely as the next one and the one before it. China with their floating islands, man-made islands in the South China Sea. India and China at each other's throats on the border. Pakistan and India. Us and China. There's been reports, and the reports are at least a couple of years old, but there's new videos out of Chinese troops in Canada where, say, Canada has signed some kind of treaty with China, and there's Chinese troops in what the Vancouver, Saskatchewan areas. The amount of troops I'm hearing is 75,000. So there's Chinese troops, there's video of them walking down the roads, there's videos of them training on Canadian soil. And we have the longest unprotected border in the world with Canada. I don't think World War III will be nuclear. At least not, the nuclear won't be worldwide. If anything, it'll be strategic strikes. And this is all speculation, I don't know any better than anybody else. But generally, it's only common sense if a country is going to nuke someone, they don't have their troops in or near the country they're going to nuke. So, now EMPs, to me, that's the most likely scenario. You pop some nukes off in the upper atmosphere, and suddenly we live in the Stone Age again. Or at least, it's 19th century. It almost sounds like it'd be like a steampunk video game. 19th century technology intermingled with 21st. So, but if there really are 75,000 Chinese troops on our northern border, that's worrisome. However, we can prepare for that. And if I know about it, then damn well our government knows about it. So I wouldn't say that our northern border is still unprotected. It's just, Justin Trudeau, Canadian Prime Minister, is as liberal as they come. And even Canadians don't like him. Most of them don't like him. But not anymore anyway. He's one of the in crowd. He's one of the New World Order. He's part of Agenda 21 or Agenda 2030 or whatever they're calling it now. So not being prepared is tantamount to committing suicide. It's the same result. Boy, traffic's bad today. Always seems to be this way on a Wednesday. Anyway, what I was getting at is there are things out there. You can always, go with the lesser technology like I have on vehicles to defeat an EMP. I have a truck and a Blazer that are EMP proof, basically. However, if you have new vehicles, there are things out there such as that company EMP Shield that make devices to protect you. And no, I'm not doing an infomercial for them or anything like that. I just think that we've got government contracts, or they have government contracts for installation of these devices. And you can, if you have solar, you can protect your solar array with it. If you can protect your vehicles with them, they have them designed specifically for your house, your business, your vehicle. And compared to buying another vehicle, they're pretty damn cheap. Like, I think one for a vehicle is like $120 or $140 or something like that. Might even be cheaper than that. I haven't looked in a while, but that's a pretty good deal. They have them that protect ham radios. Now, I'm not saying put all your eggs in that basket. you still want to have things like Faraday cages. You still want to have some, hand tools and older technology around to make your life easier if EMPs were to pop off. Now, what is preparation, right? The whole idea is to make your life easier. Yeah, it's the basics of that is survival. Well, if you're not surviving, then you didn't make your life easier. The more food you have on hand, the more ways you have to filter water. The more guns and ammo you have, the more, people that you have that are on board with your plans is going to make your life easier in a wartime situation, or even just a situation where you haven't been able to maintain your current lifestyle. I've got a wreck up here, that's why. There's a Bambalance. Yeah, rear-ended. Anyway, that's the whole reason we prepare. I changed my mind, as they'd say in the Mug Club. But just like I've said before, I will feel like I am fully prepared when somebody has to come to my house and tell me that the end of the world as we know it has just occurred. And I don't know about you, but I'm nowhere close to that. My biggest downfall right now is being able to have power after that. I have a generator, but I really need to go the solar route. I was just about to the point where I could start on that, and then life happened again. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen no matter what. I could just bite the bullet and pay somebody to set it all up for me, but you're talking about that's going to be over 10 grand at least. Not just power, but heat. And no, air conditioning is not a necessity. But if you live in an area like I do, where it's not just the heat, but it's the humidity, some kind of device to be able to cool you off it's almost a necessity, because it gets really hot and humid here in the summers. However, I could live without it. So I'm going to my next project after I finish my greenhouse is going to be power and heat. Now, even if I knew how to do it all myself, set up the solar and get it all up and running, it's still going to cost quite a bit of money. But just like any time you go to have your car worked on, the labor is what costs the most money, right? You need a $50 part put on your car, and your bill comes up to $250. It's because they charged you that much for the labor. And I'm not saying it's wrong. They got to make a living, right? Don't get gouged, but it's the same with solar companies like Icon Solar. I've talked to them about it before, and I got quoted. I told him I wanted to be able to run my house the way I run it now, with no interruption of power, and what would it take? And the guy, I guess he ran the numbers and he got back to me, and it was like $125,000. Like that's more than what my house cost. So no. And I knew it was going to be like that, but I wanted to see what the upper end would be. So I'm going to have to start small and build up. I would love to have a wood-burning furnace, but for now I'm going to go with the wood stove in the house. I just don't. That's way more economical, and I can shut some rooms off in the house if need be. Just use them for storage, while I'm surviving the winter. But people are always like, one individual in particular was asking me why I'm investing all this money in things instead of putting it in my retirement. Well, to be perfectly honest, is because I see it as a retirement fund, but on top of that, I don't think we're going to be around as a society long enough for me to retire. So, what's the point? I might as well use that money on something tangible now that might save my life later, instead of saving all of that money to live a life that I might not get to live. So I just pulled up at work, so I'm gonna let you all go. I've rambled long enough. God, that's a long video. I hope y'all don't hate me for having a video this long. I covered a lot of ground in it, and without really going too in depth into anything. But these are all everything I talked about are subjects that I'm going to do a separate video on. So look at this as like an outline video, like a syllabus almost. Anyway, till next time, I'm Mott Victoria Curum. Stay safe out there.